Life is full of surprises, some pleasant, others challenging. Plans may crumble, obstacles may appear, and uncertainty is ever present. In the midst of chaos, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. But what if there was a way to remain calm and unshaken by life's turbulence? This is where Stoicism offers a powerful perspective, not about suppressing emotions, but about mastering them. At its core, Stoicism teaches that while we cannot control external events, we have full control over our reactions. It's not the obstacles themselves that disturb us, but how we perceive them. By shifting our focus from what is beyond our power to what lies within, our thoughts, choices, and values, we cultivate resilience and inner strength. Rather than being thrown off course by adversity, we learn to embrace it as an opportunity for growth. Through discipline, self-awareness, and acceptance, Stoicism provides a framework for living a fulfilled life. It reminds us that peace does not come from a world without hardship, but from a mind that refuses to be ruled by it. True freedom is not found in changing circumstances, but in mastering oneself. Guarding your mind against negativity. The people we surround ourselves with and the mindset we cultivate shape the trajectory of our lives. In Stoic philosophy, external events are beyond our control, but our reactions and choices remain firmly within our grasp. One of the most powerful choices we can make is to seek out positive influences, individuals who encourage growth, wisdom, and resilience. Imagine two individuals facing the same challenge, a business failure. One surrounds themselves with pessimists who reinforce self-doubt and blame external circumstances. They grow bitter, seeing failure as proof of their limitations. The other seeks out mentors and like-minded individuals who view setbacks as learning opportunities. They analyze their mistakes, adapt, and try again. Over time, their mindset strengthens, and so does their success. A growth mindset allows us to transform obstacles into lessons. Instead of fearing difficulty, we welcome it as a means of self-improvement. As Epictetus wisely stated, difficulties show a person's character. So when trouble comes, remember, it is training and embrace it. Challenges, when approached correctly, refine us rather than break us. By intentionally surrounding ourselves with those who uplift and inspire, and by embracing every challenge as a stepping stone, we take full ownership of our progress. Growth is not about avoiding hardship, but about learning to thrive despite it, anticipating obstacles to build resilience. Life is unpredictable, and challenges are inevitable. The Stoics teach us that rather than fearing obstacles, we should anticipate them. By mentally preparing for difficulties, we reduce anxiety and develop the resilience needed to endure hardships. This practice, known as premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils, encourages us to visualize setbacks in advance so that we are not caught off guard when they arise. Imagine an athlete training for a marathon. They do not merely hope for ideal weather and a perfect run. Instead, they prepare for exhaustion, unexpected pain, and mental fatigue. By acknowledging these potential struggles beforehand, they strengthen their perseverance. Likewise, in life, if we anticipate criticism, failures, or delays, we can face them with composure rather than frustration. However, preparing for challenges does not mean expecting the worst with a pessimistic mindset. A balanced perspective recognizes both difficulties and personal strengths. Epictetus reminds us that while we cannot control external events, we can control how we respond to them. When we acknowledge our ability to adapt, learn, and grow, we become less intimidated by adversity. By embracing this mindset, we transform obstacles into opportunities for self-improvement. Instead of being paralyzed by fear, we meet challenges with wisdom and resilience, ready to navigate life's uncertainties with clarity and strength. Handling criticism with wisdom. Criticism is an inevitable part of life, but how we respond to it defines our character. The Stoics teach us that external opinions hold no power over us unless we allow them to. Instead of reacting with anger or defensiveness, we should approach criticism with patience and wisdom, seeing it as a tool for self-improvement. Imagine a craftsman refining his art. When a mentor points out flaws in his work, he does not take offense. He listens, learns, and improves. He understands that without feedback, his skills will stagnate. Similarly, when someone criticizes us, we have a choice. We can let our emotions take control, or we can analyze the critique with a calm mind. Is there truth in their words? If so, we should be grateful, for they have given us an opportunity to grow. If not, we should let it go, recognizing that their opinion does not define us. As Marcus Aurelius advised, if someone can prove me wrong, I will gladly change. Seeking the truth is more valuable than my ego. True strength lies not in resisting criticism, but in using it wisely. By practicing patience and responding with gentleness, we develop emotional intelligence and resilience. Over time, criticism ceases to be a source of frustration and instead becomes a stepping stone toward wisdom and mastery. Living according to nature and accepting life's flow. The Stoics believe that true peace comes from living in accordance with nature, accepting life as it unfolds rather than resisting it. Just as the seasons change and rivers flow effortlessly toward the sea, life moves through cycles of growth, loss, and renewal. Resisting these natural rhythms only leads to frustration, while embracing them fosters serenity. Take the example of a tree in autumn. It does not cling to its leaves in fear of winter, nor does it despair when they fall. Instead, it accepts the change, knowing that spring will bring new growth. Likewise, we should not resist life's inevitable changes, aging, setbacks, or the passing of time, but rather embrace them as part of the natural order. Living according to nature also means simplifying our desires. The modern world tempts us with endless distractions and material pursuits. Yet true contentment comes from appreciating what we already have. Gratitude shifts our focus from what is lacking to what is abundant. As Epictetus said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Mindfulness, too, plays a crucial role. When we are present in each moment, instead of dwelling on regrets or anxieties, we find clarity and peace. Accepting life's flow does not mean passivity. It means acting with wisdom while surrendering the illusion of control. In doing so, we cultivate inner strength, harmony with others, and a profound sense of fulfillment. Mastering emotions, a Stoic path to inner strength. Our emotions are not dictated by the world around us, but by how we interpret it. Two people can experience the same event, yet react in entirely different ways. One might feel anger, while the other remains calm. This is because emotions are shaped by our thoughts and perceptions, not external circumstances. The Stoics understood this and taught that by mastering our thoughts, we can master our emotions. Take the example of Epictetus, a former slave who became one of Stoicism's greatest teachers. Despite enduring hardship and oppression, he did not allow anger or resentment to control him. Instead, he chose to see challenges as opportunities to strengthen his character. He understood that suffering comes not from events themselves, but from how we perceive them. By choosing our reactions mindfully, we build both self-confidence and emotional resilience. When someone insults us, we can either take offense or view it as an opinion that has no real power over us. When faced with failure, we can either see it as a reason to give up or as a lesson to improve. The ability to pause, reflect, and respond with wisdom rather than impulse is what sets a strong individual apart from one who is easily shaken. Life will always be unpredictable, but emotional resilience allows us to face challenges with a steady mind. By training ourselves to see events through a rational and disciplined lens, We free ourselves from unnecessary suffering and gain the confidence to navigate life with clarity and strength, overcoming fear and shame. Fear and shame are not inherent in the events we experience. They arise from the meaning we assign to them. A failure, a misstep, or a harsh judgment from others holds no real power over us until we internalize it as something to be feared or ashamed of. The Stoics remind us that it is not external events that disturb us, but our thoughts about them. When we change our perspective, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering. Consider a person who once spoke in public and stumbled over their words. If they allow shame to take hold, they may avoid speaking again, convinced they are not good enough. But what if they view the experience as a lesson? Instead of dwelling on embarrassment, they could reflect on what went wrong, improve, and try again. The event remains the same, but the interpretation determines whether it becomes a burden or a stepping stone. Self-forgiveness is key to growth. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Do not waste what remains of your life in speculating about others. Instead, be concerned with how you can improve yourself." Holding on to shame over past mistakes is like carrying a heavy stone on a long journey. It slows us down. By embracing reflection and self-compassion, we transform our past failures into wisdom, allowing us to move forward with confidence and resilience. Transforming offense into strength. Feeling offended is a natural reaction, but allowing it to consume us only gives power to those who cause the harm. The Stoics teach that we cannot control how others act, but we can control how we interpret and respond to their actions. By shifting our perspective, we transform offense into a source of strength rather than suffering. Consider a seasoned sailor navigating a storm. He does not curse the wind or the waves. He adjusts his sails and learns from the challenge. Likewise, when someone offends us, we can choose to see it as a lesson rather than a wound. Did their words reveal an insecurity within us? Did their actions highlight an area where we need to grow? Every negative experience holds wisdom if we are willing to look for it. Forgiveness is not about excusing wrongdoing, but about freeing ourselves from the weight of resentment. As Epictetus said, if someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation. By letting go of bitterness, we reclaim our inner peace. When we stop seeing offense as a personal attack and instead as an opportunity to strengthen our character, we gain true freedom, the kind that no insult or injustice can take away. The power of purpose. A Stoic guide to a meaningful life. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and distractions. Without a clear purpose, it is easy to feel lost, overwhelmed, or swayed by external pressures. Purpose acts as a compass, providing direction even in the most uncertain times. It gives meaning to our struggles and turns obstacles into opportunities for growth. The Stoics believe that purpose is not something we happen to have. It is something we cultivate through deep reflection. Consider Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor burdened with immense responsibility. Despite political turmoil and personal hardships, he remained steadfast, guided by his duty to serve with wisdom and integrity. His purpose was not shaped by circumstances, but by his inner commitment to virtue. Finding purpose requires introspection. What principles do you stand for? What impact do you wish to leave? The answers to these questions form the foundation of a meaningful life. But purpose alone is not enough. It must be nurtured with diligence and perseverance. Like a fire, it requires constant fuel. There will be moments of doubt and failure, but a strong sense of purpose keeps us moving forward, undeterred by setbacks. In a world full of distractions, many chase fleeting pleasures or external validation, only to feel empty. A clear purpose, however, provides a steady path. It reminds us that fulfillment comes not from external rewards, but from aligning our actions with our deepest values. When we live with purpose, every challenge becomes a lesson, every hardship a test of character, and every day an opportunity to grow. Practicing restraint and mindful actions. In a world that often demands immediate reactions, practicing restraint is a sign of true strength. The Stoics believed that emotions should not dictate our actions. Instead, we must pause, reflect, and respond with wisdom. This small moment of restraint allows us to act deliberately rather than impulsively, leading to better decision-making and emotional stability. Consider a heated argument. When someone insults us, the instinctive reaction might be to retaliate. However, a Stoic would pause and ask, "Is this response necessary? Will it improve the situation?" More often than not, reacting in anger only fuels the conflict. By practicing restraint, we maintain control over our emotions and avoid unnecessary regret. This principle extends beyond speech. Marcus Aurelius advised that we should act with purpose, ensuring our words and deeds align with our values. Restraint in action fosters self-discipline, helping us resist destructive habits and make choices that serve our long-term well-being. Seneca once wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Many of our worst impulses arise from fear, insecurity, or ego. By cultivating mindfulness, we gain the power to choose responses that reflect wisdom rather than fleeting emotions. True discipline is not about suppressing emotions, but about mastering them. When we pause before reacting, we take control of our lives, shaping them with intention rather than impulse. In a world filled with uncertainty and constant challenges, Stoicism stands as a timeless guide to inner peace and resilience. It reminds us that while we cannot control external events, we have full authority over our thoughts, emotions, and actions. By mastering our reactions, embracing adversity as an opportunity for growth, and focusing on what truly matters, we cultivate an unshakable inner strength. This philosophy is not about suppressing emotions or ignoring difficulties, it's about transforming them. When we face stress, we can choose calm over panic. When confronted with setbacks, we can find wisdom instead of frustration. And when life takes an unexpected turn, we can accept it with grace rather than resistance. As Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The path of Stoicism is not walked in a single day. It is a lifelong practice. Start small. Observe your thoughts. Pause before reacting, and remind yourself that most worries are temporary. Each moment is an opportunity to grow in wisdom and fortitude. If you found value in these ideas, take the next step. Reflect on how you can apply Stoicism in your daily life. Share this with someone who might need it. And most importantly, continue your journey toward a life of clarity, strength, and fulfillment. For more insights on Stoicism and philosophy, subscribe to Wisdom Vault 365 on YouTube. Join our community of seekers, deepen your understanding, and unlock the wisdom that leads to true inner peace.